What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by the man, the myth, the legend, Paraskivas Xenofantos. How are we doing, Para?
I'm trying to figure out if the Yankees are going to do anything on this offseason other than sign guys to $800,000 deals. But other
You
than
know what?
that, pretty good.
I think you all know what Para's speaking of. The Yankees yesterday, it was yesterday. They signed, I had to look up pronunciation of his name because I didn't want to butcher it, Jhoulys Chacin to a minor league deal. He's 33 years old, spent last season with the Braves, pitched 2 games, gave up 4 runs in
He
five
had a
innings.
7.2 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, in 5 innings, it's a little bit of a small sample size.
I mean, his career ERA is a 4.04.
Yeah, he's been in the league since 2009. But it looks like it's so random. Like, bro, there's one season he'll pitch 4 games. Next season he'll pitch 22. Next season he'll pitch 5. Next season he'll pitch 17. Listen, this isn't any signing that's going to have any sort of significance on the Yankees next season. And if there comes a point where we see Jhoulys Chacin in the Bronx, you know something seriously went wrong. Like, bro, can you imagine like him starting a game? Like, what would have to go wrong?
I hate to say it. I just don't want to say it and jinx it.
What? That someone's that if you say who I think you're gonna say is gonna get hurt, I'm gonna be mad.
That's why I'm not saying it.
You think Cole's gonna get suspended?
Not suspended. I'm just saying with this
All
team,
right.
you never know what you're gonna get
You
because
know
it's
what?
like all these random injuries, bro. It's all these random injuries. Okay, Judge is out 3 weeks, strained oblique. Next he comes back, he can't play a game, strained a hamstring. So
What's up, Futai? What's up, Knicks? Nick, I said Knicks. What's up, Nick? What's up, Logan? Looks like I'm back tonight. Still don't know how to read. Cole won't get suspended. Oh no, I get no, he's not getting suspended.
every pitcher in MLB baseball uses a foreign substance on their hat. Remember you wrote an
Smart
article.
ones, yeah.
Remember you wrote an article a couple years back on Justin Verlander on that picture
Yeah.
of a ball and it had so much foreign substance on it.
Yeah.
Even Trevor Bauer, if you look at his cap, it's full of foreign substance. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob deGrom does it as well.
Yeah, no, listen, I wouldn't be shocked at all. I would say most pitchers that are top tier in the league are using whatever substance this is. Apparently, it's like a pine tar combination with something else. I don't know, but maybe Jhoulys Chacin can get into some of that. Maybe he could improve a little bit. Listen, but shout out to him. He became a naturalized U.S. citizen, right? Yeah, naturalized U.S. citizen on Wednesday. Shout out to that. Good shit.
He just turned 33.
Yeah, good shit, Jhoulys. Yankee legend already, I guess. What is Cole getting suspended for? Nothing. There's just okay. So I guess we could address this. I'm not. I think it was like someone who used to work for the Angels came out and said all these top tier pitchers. I think he listed like Scherzer, Verlander, Cole, a couple other guys, and they're using this substance that gives them an edge. This is something that's widely known, bro. Cole reaches for his hat 35,000 times a game. Like, do you think we're stupid?
There's a video, I think it was from there was a video last year. He went to go grab his cat and his hands got stuck to the hat.
Bro, I mean, but we knew this before the Yankees even signed him. Like,
yeah.
Every team is doing it. That's why no one else is calling each other out because they don't want their pitchers getting fucked up too. Futai, yes. Please give us the parental lookalikes for all of us.
Before we started this podcast, Pat told me you said that I look like Richard Simmons. What in God's name do I look like Richard Simmons, bro? How?
How? All right.
It's the real question.
Ryan Garcia, DeGrom used it, had a +2 mile per hour on his fastball. Yeah, listen, I wouldn't be shocked if every pitcher in the league knows about this. Because if Garrett Cole is using it, then a guy like Michael King definitely knows about it too. But it's not going to make these guys absurdly great pitchers. It just makes the good pitchers better and the decent pitchers a little bit less sucky. That's all it does. All pitchers reach for their hat. Yeah, sure. I mean, some more than others. Like, I'm pretty sure Cole uses it a bunch. But that's why Bauer did so good last year because he started using it for every game. I don't know if you remember, but I think it was either 2018, 2019. Bauer was like telling people about this. And he goes, look, I'm going to use this for 1 inning. and you guys are gonna see like how high my spin rate's gonna go and how I'm throwing harder. He used it for like 1 inning and then didn't use it for an inning. And like the results were clear that when he was using whatever substance he claimed he was using, he was pitching much better. So this is something that's been going on for years. I don't care what this Angels employee is saying. Apparently it's a court case. I don't know what's going on. I'm not like an attorney. So if you want more information about that, go to our attorney at Unhinged, Brian DeGennaro. I'll provide his email in the chat. Pat, reach for your hat. I don't know what you're talking about. Bro.
At least don't be like Michael Pineda and just go like this. I just remember the umpire
about it.
I just remember the umpire just walked up to him and said, "Can I see your neck?" With like this. He's like, "Get the hell out of here."
Bro, I mean, where did he do it the first time? I think it was like his forearm or like his wrist.
I think so.
It was like around there. And then he's thinking his neck is less obvious. Is it like Michael Pineda? What are we doing? Whatever. Chacin can hit really good, but you guys don't have pitchers. Can he? Is that a fact?
Let me see.
Do I have to pull up his hitting stats? Okay, let's see his hitting stats. Whoa, he batted .333 in 2014. So in 63 plate appearance, in 63 at bats in 2013, he has 12 hits. He had a .375 on base percentage. He's better than Tyler Wade. Jhoulys Chacin is a better hitter than Tyler Wade. Holy shit. So maybe that's what the Yankees are doing here. Low key, they signed him to be a pinch hitter. Think about that. Think about it. Low key, Jhoulys Chacin is a pinch hitter. I'm trying to find if I could see any
Now that I see it, I think
hitting.
Is Logan Jones's profile pick a Dodgers? Dodgers logo?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Well, R.I.P. Tommy Lasorda.
Oh yeah, I saw that too, bro. 2021, off to a brutal start. Fuck, like, how did he die?
I think he had a cardiac arrest last night.
Isn't that like a heart attack?
Yeah, basically.
That's fucked.
93 years old. He lived a good life.
No, yeah, I saw. Well, he was born in like 1927 or something.
He lived a good life.
Long life.
How does Brandon look like David Bowie?
All right, here we go. No. Parents. Brandon's father is David Bowie and Bill Cosby. Para, you got Richard Simmons and Bob Ross.
Don't have an afro.
I got Mark Wahlberg and Courtney Cox. And Brian's got Brian Cashman and Mike Myers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Richard Simmons and Bob Ross, Para.
I'm not fit and I don't know how to draw. So how do you get those two comparisons, bro?
I think what we're going to need to do one night is you just come on stream and like just paint like Bob Ross. Just give us that.
Go buy an afro wig.
We could do it. Para, if it comes down to it, and if you're down, I'll buy you the paint supplies. I'll buy you the easel. I'll buy you the little circle thing where you put the paint on and then you dip your brush, and then we'll do that. We'll have like an Unhinged painting stream, right?
Look at Blake Morris's comment.
Hal Steinbrenner only cares about about the business side of the Yankees, not baseball side of the Yankees. I've been saying that for a while. I think you agree with that too.
When we went off the air after trivia last night, I kind of went on my little Unhinged rant.
Oh yeah, bro! I wish that rant was like tonight. If you want, you could recreate it, but it's not going to be the same.
It's not the same because honestly, it's the same story we keep hearing yet every day about DJ LeMahieu. He's our guy, and if he's your guy, then why are you in a wait and see mode? Just give him the money and stop focusing on the one guy. Like keep saying this every week. Our rotation's absolute trash after Cole.
Yeah, I agree.
And if Tanaka, you can bring on a 1-year deal again. Just have him revamp himself because he had a crappy postseason.
Yeah.
Bring in guys like Corey Kluber who worked with your pitching coach, your young pitching coach. And if you want, make a trade for Kyle Hendricks if you're going to waste Clint Frazier's time as a Yankee and keep having guys like Mike Talkman or Brett Gardner start over him, and you're only going to put him in when a player gets injured. Just trade him to a deal with Chicago and possibly get a Kyle Hendricks. Imagine having a rotation of Cole, Hendricks, Kluber, Tanaka, and then you have Severino coming back. And Devi Garcia, you can have him come out of the bullpen.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what would be even better? A rotation with Cole, Hendricks, Devi, Tanaka, Bob Ross. Bro, he paints corners. He paints corners, bro. Just saying. Sorry, Para, you have Ross eyebrows. Okay. It could be worse. You could get comparison to Bob Saget. To be fair, I think I see Bob Saget in you over Bob Ross. I see a little bit of Bob Saget. Just saying. It's a canvas, Pat. That's what it's called. It's a canvas. I haven't had art class since like 5th grade, so give me a break. Can you imagine DJ on the Dodgers? Yes, I can. But in my worst nightmares. And also, I'm not led to believe at this point that like the Mets are totally out on DJ LeMahieu. I don't believe it.
No.
Because like, bro, we're hearing that they're still interested in like Chris Bryant and Kyle Seager. Bro, that doesn't mean they're out of DJ LeMahieu.
No.
I don't trust anything with the Mets at this point. They might just sign every free agent and just call it an offseason.
Didn't the Yankees offer him 4 years, $68 million?
Yeah. That's way too little. That's way too little. Also, I'm fucking sweating right now. So, Para, you can talk about the
Go to Futai's comment. Go to Futai's comment.
All right. I'll be right back while I change my hoodie. Be right back.
Futai, you said I would Karen talk if I met Hal Steinbrenner. Let's be real. Everybody would Karen talk Hal Steinbrenner saying you're nothing like your father. So the sad part is, I feel, in my honest opinion, I feel like Hal doesn't spend as much money. I know he signed Cole and he traded for Stanton, but I feel like he doesn't give a lot of people a lot of money is because after 2013, he signed Jacoby Ellsbury, he brought in Carlos Beltran, he brought in Brian McCann, and he signed Tanaka. And they haven't won a championship or made it past even to the World Series since 2009. So honestly, in my opinion, I feel like 2013 is what haunts Hal Steinbrenner every single year of why they haven't made the playoffs.
Yeah, Para, I heard your entire little discussion there. That was beautiful. Thank you, bro. Glorious. I love it.
I'm actually feeling the post-Christmas Santa shirt right now.
Bro, it's so fun. Like, I don't know why. I just love this shirt. Both the reindeer and Santa have glasses, and it says "Stay Fly." Like, bro,
doesn't get better than...
No, it doesn't get better than... Like, I should make an Unhinged shirt like that. What is up, George Chamberlain? How we doing tonight, my man? We're pumped. Let's go. Jhoulys Chacin.
800,000. Staying below budget.
Granted, guys like Herman Marquez and Joe Musgrove are on the trade block. Lots of starters from other teams people are willing to let go. Listen, we have a video coming out on the Unhinged Yankees YouTube channel tomorrow morning, and it's about 3 free agent pitching options for the New York Yankees. I'm not going to give them all away, but one of the pitchers in particular, I say this every day, Corey Kluber. Get me Corey Kluber. And if not Corey Kluber, then trade for a guy like Kyle Hendricks, because you need like that veteran postseason experience dude in that rotation that's going to give you some innings.
See, the Yankees have money. They're worth $4 billion. I mean, $5 billion.
Yeah.
You lost $4 billion in 1 year, but how much money are you making on the side?
Yeah.
You're still making money.
Richest franchise by far.
100%.
By far.
So if you're going to come out and say, wasn't there an article that came out and said the Yankees are now looking to sign a big-time pitcher? They're looking at guys like Jake Odorizzi.
I don't know how
Odorizzi has been absolutely terrible with the Minnesota Twins in the last 4 years.
Was he that bad?
He wasn't the greatest, but what makes you think you're going to... Like, okay, if you don't want to go out Bauer, but get the key guys that Matt Blake can work with. And Corey Kluber is that guy. If you can give Corey Kluber a 2-year, $25 million deal, they will come to the Bronx, in my opinion.
Hal does want to spend a lot of money, but do we know why, though? Can he just wake up and be like Papa George? He will never be Papa George. Hal Steiner will never be Papa George. He just like, I think Logan might have said it before. I forgot who said it, but he runs this team like a business.
It was Blake Morris. He said,
"Yeah, Blake. It was Blake." The Yankees are not doing anything. This makes me mad, bro. Our team is as pissed as anyone else right now. It sucks because
The
you
Yankees
know
have
what
been
we are
doing.
right now? You know that meme of Squidward sitting in the house and watching SpongeBob and Patrick play outside? That's us. And we're watching the Mets play outside and we're just locked up in the house.
You know what's the sad part right now? When our parents were growing up and they lived through the 80s of the Yankees not making the playoffs, that's what we're living through right now.
Oh yeah. But it's we actually have talent on this team right now.
But the talent either gets hurt or they don't excel when it comes to matter in the time of the season.
I'm sick to
So
my stomach.
the sad part is the Yankees love these prospects, but they're not willing to let them excel on the team, or they're just holding them back. So if you want to prospect hug all these top prospects you have and not utilize them, then why don't you just trade them for guys in their primes right now?
I
Because
agree.
every time you see a trade, yeah, Clint Frazier, we would love to have him on the team, but you're not utilizing him in left field. You only give him playing time this season is because either Judge or Hicks went down.
Well, hopefully he's the everyday left fielder now. I'm assuming he will be. Even if they do re-sign Brett Gardner, um, there's no way that dude should be playing in left field every day. They just, bro, he can't do it. Um, we have 40 mil to spend, and I agree with you, Para. Our payroll is at 166 million. They got money to spend. They got guap to spend. They just don't want to do it. They just don't. Also, why do they have to stay below the luxury tax? Why does this have to be a thing every single offseason?
I think
Who cares?
wasn't there one point the Dodgers keep giving players money and money, and they don't care if they go over the luxury tax.
Bro, a lot of
Remember,
teams don't care.
remember a couple of years ago before Magic Johnson and his group bought the Dodgers, they filed for bankruptcy, and the whole stadium was supposed to get a renovation, but they never
Yeah.
went through with it. Good times.
Yeah. I mean, but bro, also a team I like to look at as far as luxury tax goes is the Boston Red Sox. It seems like they're always over the luxury tax, and people clown on them for that. However, the Red Sox have 1, 2, 3, 4 World Series in the past 20 years. We
And
have
you know
one.
how they did that? They spent money.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So, I mean, if you want to win a World Series, you're going to need a guy like Trevor Bauer. You're going to need a guy like Corey Kluber. You're going to need a guy like Kyle Hendricks. You're going to need a solidified team. And right now, they don't have that. So, I don't know. Do you think Hal Steinbrenner is cheap? Yes or no? Yay or nay?
I mean, ever since he took over, the only times he actually spent money was 2013 and last year when he signed Cole. Those are the only two times. In between then, they've made a lot of big trades. They traded Andrew Miller. They traded Chapman to get the prospects like Torres and Frazier. But I think we haven't seen Torres to his potential yet. I think that he has a lot
I agree. No, I
to
agree.
prove. So honestly, I would say he is cheap. Because even
Yeah.
though he spent big times in just those 2 years, he hasn't really done anything to help improve this team. Just signing one guy is not going to give you anything great.
I
I feel
mean,
like his best signing in the last 10 years, other than Cole, is LeMahieu.
the way I look at it is, do I think Hal Steinbrenner is cheap? Not really. Do I think he's very cautious with the way he spends money for this team? Yes. And I think that's because he's had so many signings bite him in the ass before. So he's scared to kind of throw money around like that again, which is a very bad philosophy to do in baseball. But I mean, because you look at 2013, that offseason, a lot of money was spent and they didn't do anything. So then going into the seasons after that, because the Yankees didn't really have a big acquisition after that until when? Maybe 2017, 2018. So we had a span of 3 years where there were no big acquisitions. And the argument was because the Yankees went all out in 2014, right? But now it just seems like there's always another excuse. So we can't go big because we have Stanton's contract, apparently. We can't go big because we have Cole's contract, apparently. Can't go big because we have Chapman's contract, apparently. So it's like the Yankees just make deals, one-off deals, and then that's an excuse for them not signing anyone else. Because that 2018 offseason, they traded for Stanton and not much else was done. They were in the rumors to trade for Cole. Nothing else got done. Last offseason, they signed Cole. Okay. But then they were in rumors. I don't know if you remember. There was rumors for Josh Hader. There was rumors for other starting pitch. They were in on Corey Kluber. They were in on Lindor last offseason. And nothing else got done because they got Cole and they figured one and done. That's all we need to do. So I hope they don't take that same philosophy this offseason and give DJ the money that he's looking for and then be like, all right, that's all we needed to do. The team wasn't that bad last year. We were one game away from the ALCS, and let's just move forward like this. It would be a huge mistake. Huge mistake. And that's my philosophy on whether or not Hal's cheap. So I don't think he's cheap, but I think he's cautious.
You made a great point right there.
Please don't remind me that Power. I hate the time for Frank McCourt. Who's Frank McCourt?
He's the former owner of the team.
Oh,
that basically ran it to the ground.
Oh. Most people on MLB Network say the Blue Jays are better than us right now. That's just wrong. Listen, that's just false. Fake news. Do you agree with that?
I mean, if the Blue Jays, haven't the Blue Jays been a team mentioned to sign a lot of these players like Bauer?
He said MLB Network said they're better than us right now.
Right now, no.
Right now, no.
They don't have a. They're just like us. They don't have a rotation. They don't have a rotation
or a bullpen.
No,
they have no bullpen. Whatever.
They have a bunch of young guys. They have 4 or 5 great young studs, but
MLB Network, you suck. Hal's too cautious. Yeah. That argument can be made, Nick. Can be made. They can't max out financially now and hope to retain some of their big stars when it's time for a big contract. Judge, Voit, Torres, and Urshela. Yes, that's also it too. The Yankees are nervous that they're not going to be able to afford contracts for their young guys once they quickly become free agents, because time goes by quick. Time flies when you're having fun. And I don't know when Judge is going to be a free agent, but I'm assuming it's within 3 years. I would say it's within the next 3 years.
I believe by like 31, 32 years old.
Yeah, and at that point, this is a whole nother topic for a different day. But if Judge doesn't give you a full season of play before that, he's not going to be getting a massive contract. That would probably be the best case scenario in the Yankees' minds, that he still doesn't play a full season before that contract, because then they don't have to give him superstar money. But the worst case scenario is his free agent season, the season before he becomes a free agent. The dude performs like 2017 Judge. That's worst case scenario for the Yankees, because then they would have to pay him superstar money. How do you see the standings of the AL East as of now?
Honestly, by this season, I don't see the Rays finishing out of the top 3. The Rays are going to be a 4th, 5th place team.
No, Para. Silly Para. Silly Para.
Don't you remember the Red Sox won the World Series and had the worst record in baseball?
Yeah, but I would say it's different. I think the Rays are still going to be good next year. Like right now, if I had to rank the AL East, I would go 1 Yankees, 2 Rays, 3 Blue Jays, 4 Orioles, 5 Red Sox. I think I put the Orioles over the Red Sox at this point. I really do. Yeah, I think the Rays are still going to be decent next season, especially because, I mean, if we're saying they're finishing 4th or 5th, you think the Orioles or the Red Sox are better than the Rays?
It's just a prediction, bro. I know it's not going to happen. Everything I say, the opposite happens.
Oh, so they're going to win the division then.
You never know.
Barra. Appreciate that. I think Clint Frazier is better than Brett Gardner right now, in my opinion. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. There's no debating that. If anyone wanted to come on the podcast and debate me as to Brett Gardner being better than Clint Frazier, be my guest. And the current Yankees are a far cry better than the 80s teams. Mattingly didn't make the postseason until 95. This is still a greatly successful run. I disagree. I wouldn't consider this successful unless they win a World Series out of it.
They haven't they
haven't even made it. But just like how the Dodgers had a great run in the 2010s, right? But before they won that World Series last year, I didn't consider that run successful whatsoever. Making the World Series in 2017 and 2018 and 2020. If they didn't win in 2020 and they lost 3 out of 4 World Series, that's just shameful. I wouldn't consider that successful at all. So shout out to the Dodgers for doing that.
And even in any sport, if your main goal is to make the championship and win it, if you don't do that in your season, it's an automatic failure. It doesn't matter how much success you had in the regular season or in the first couple of rounds of the playoffs. If you don't win that trophy, your season's a failure.
Yeah.
And Hal said it wasn't he didn't see the season as a failure last year. It was a failure. You started off at 8-1. A bunch of your players got hurt, and then you dropped, and you lost the division. You were the hottest team in the AL East and the American League, and you still dropped.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the talent we have now, who do you keep and who do you trade, or at least when it's time? I mean, if I'm picking one guy to keep moving into the future, I would have to say maybe, I don't know, this is tough because I don't consider anyone on the Yankees untouchable right now. Not one person. Maybe it's just because of the philosophy I have. But listen, if we had to part with a guy like Gleyber Torres in order to get a guy like Francisco Lindor, I might do it. I'm open to any trade ideas for any players. Bro, even an Aaron Judge deal. If you could get like Walker Buehler for Aaron Judge, I might think about doing that. I'm open to anything. I'm all ears. I'm all ears. I don't think I would make that deal. But let's just say, like, hypothetically, Yankees get an offer. Jacob deGrom for Aaron Judge, I'm doing that. You wouldn't? Jacob deGrom for Aaron Judge, 1-for-1. I'd probably include more in the deal, too.
If they can take Stanton, I'll do it.
Instead of Judge?
No, I'm saying if they took Judge instead.
What the? All right, we're all Ben here.
I'm messing with you.
Let's see. My Dodgers can take Clint Frazier off your hands. I'd rather you not. Thank you. Come again, Logan. Let's go get Castillo and Kluber and Story. Swainer, you're asking for a good amount. That's not happening. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
it's not happening. If you went back to that question about, as much as I love this player, one player I would definitely try to trade is Stanton. But the sad part is nobody's going to take on that contract.
He also has a no trade clause. A lot of people forget that. I don't know if you remember, but when he was being traded from Miami, he only had like 4 teams on like the list of trades he would approve, and that's like the Yankees, Dodgers, Giants, Cardinals.
And Jeter said if you don't accept the trade, Jeter went ape crap on him.
Yeah, he did. Any player for the right deal, I agree 1,000%. Do you think Aaron Boone will get fired if we don't get to the ALCS? I spoke about this in the video we did about Aaron Boone. Was that you? No, that was Brian that we did that with. But listen,
no, we did it. I was with you with the episode with Aaron Boone.
Oh, really? Okay.
The episode was is Aaron Boone on the hot seat?
Yes. So I'll say this again. The Yankees did pick up Aaron Boone's option. But I think it says a lot that they didn't give him an extension. So I think they're going to take this year, and he's on the hot seat. If he doesn't at least reach the ALCS, I think this is his last year as Yankees manager. Because Cashman can say all he wants. We want Boone to be the manager for the next 10 years. If he doesn't get this team to at least the ALCS next season, he should be gone. Because it's just shameful. With the talent that they have, they should be in the World Series every year. And they just haven't made it once. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. If they banned all substance and monitored pitchers, then home runs would increase. Even more, Imagine Torres would go from 30 to 40. Yeah, but I think the only reason they juiced the balls is because the pitchers are using substance. So if we're talking they banned all the substances, then they would just not have juice balls anymore. So pick your poison. I think the home run rate would still be stable regardless. Because, listen, you need home runs in baseball. Just like Brandon said, bring back steroids. No, I'm kidding. Do you remember that? It was the first live we ever did. And I'm like, all right, before we wrap things up.
I just remember you said, you just said bring back steroids. And then you were just like, shut up, Brandon.
Yeah, I think that's where Shut Up Brandon started. I was like, Brandon, you're muted. Brandon, shut up. Shut up, Brandon. Other than a big signing, what's a big blockbuster trade you would make? Kyle Hendricks.
If the Reds called the Yankees and they wanted Voit and Frazier for Luis Castillo, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Voit and Frazier for Luis Castillo. I wouldn't. Because, I mean, at that point, like, you just lost 2 hitters in your lineup. And who do you replace them with? Mike Ford and Brett Gardner?
We have Jason Dominguez, bro.
Oh, yeah. The guy who's never played a professional game of baseball, yeah. For the Stanton for Stanton deal the prospects that the Marlins got, they haven't done anything. So you guys won that trade. Yeah, I would say that the Stanton trade was still a steal. I agree with that. 100%. I think the only issue is the Stanton deal was kind of unnecessary. The Yankees didn't really need Giancarlo Stanton. He's
The only reason why they made that trade is because they missed out on Shohei Ohtani, so they wanted to get a big piece out here. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think acquiring a Stanton was literally just like hitting copy and paste on Aaron Judge. It was just unnecessary. I think a guy like Bryce Harper would have been a much better fit for the Yankees, not only because of his hitting style, but listen, I just think Bryce Harper would have been a better fit. And I think they were interested, but then they saw Stanton and said, "Oh shit, he's going to be cheaper than Harper's going to be, so we're going to go after him."
How much did Harper make? Was it 330?
Let me look it up. He got a lot of money. It was like 13 years.
But Stanton's contract was 13 years, 325.
So Harper got 13,330.
Oh my!
And Stanton got
13 years,
325.
So for $5 million.
Yeah, but also don't forget the Yankees took on that deal after.
Oh yeah, the Marlins did give them money too. So
yeah, and they also the first 3 years of that deal, I believe, were with the Marlins. So it turned out being like 10 years, 200 something million for the Yankees, which is a lot different than the Harper one. Let's see. Thoughts on Clint Frazier, and you think he will have a breakout year? I think he had his breakout year last year, but I think he's going to continue to improve in 2021 for sure. Like he's no doubtably should be the Yankees starting left fielder. I don't think anybody's going to do that.
Go to Matt Finch's comment.
Yo, Para, do you want me to rant again about skipping the comment order?
Bro, we were on the... Oh,
yeah,
it's just going ahead.
Because if people comment, I think they deserve the right for us to read their comment. Para.
I apologize.
I don't want to miss comments.
I apologize, everybody.
Should we go after the Indians manager Terry? I don't know which one of you guys watch my MLB The Show franchise on Twitch, but we got Terry Francona as the Yankees manager.
I would love it.
Solid ass manager.
I would love it.
You remember he was the Red Sox manager for a while?
Yeah.
I say it's time for Dominguez to play in the majors. You know what? Fuck the minors, bro. Who needs minor league baseball? Just, bro, he's 17. Just put him in the Bronx, dude. Like, whatever. Voight and Frazier for Castillo makes sense. To only the guy wanting to trade Judge and Stanton for DeGrom. Yikes.
But that was a joke. I wasn't being serious about that.
Judge and Stanton for DeGrom. That's a new one. It's a quality one. Oh God. Kyle Hendricks for Andujar, Talkman, and Loizaga. I'd make that deal 10 times out of 10 times. Make that deal right now. If the Cubs would agree to that, that's an easy yes for me. 100%. Oh, here we go. Brian DeGeneiro. What's up, guys? Question mark, exclamation point. Talking about today's monster deals the Yanks made. Brian.
Hey, Brian, do you want to hop on the podcast right now? Or are you a little bit busy right now?
Brian's busy practicing Among Us for Monday.
Yeah.
He'll be the greatest Yank ever named. Okay. The only bad thing for Frazier is he sometimes is unaggressive. Frazier's unaggressive. No, I would say sometimes he's too aggressive. I wouldn't say Clint Frazier's unaggressive. The dude plays like his hair's on fire. And also, bro, the fact that he's improved his defense so greatly says a lot about his passion for the game. Oh, God. Brian's still working. That's nice. That was a joke. False. Dwight Schrute.
Yeah.
Office is a great show. Great show.
Great show.
What up, Futai? My main man.
Wow.
Brian, you missed this before, but Futai gave us all like parental, whoever our parents are. And Brian got Mike Myers and
Brian Cashman.
Yeah, so Brian Cashman and Mike Myers. Now, I don't know if Futai was talking about like the killer Mike Myers or if he's
100%.
talking about like the actor Mike Myers.
Or the Yankees' former sidearm pitcher, Mike Myers.
Ooh, Mike Myers, the serial killer. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Or Shrek. Exactly. Or like Austin Powers. Because I see a lot of Shrek in Brian, but then again, I see a lot of Austin Powers in Brian too. So it's a confusing situation. Andujar, Yahuri, Talkman, Gill for Hendricks, Contreras.
If you're gonna trade for Contreras, do you think they're gonna have to trade Gary Sanchez to that deal?
Yes. And I would probably do it. If I'm getting Hendricks and Contreras, I think I give up Gary. I really do. But I would replace like Andujar or Talkman.
What about Higashioka? Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my God, Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson is a G for that. But I do think that's gonna wrap things up for us tonight. Beautiful live stream. How do you pronounce it? Jhoulys
Chacin.
Jhoulys Chacin. Also Brian is more Wayne from Wayne's World. I see that. I do see that. However, I am gonna be live on Twitch later, probably around 10 o'clock. Whoever wants to join,
Could play some
putting the
GTA.
link in the chat. Maybe we'll play some GTA. Maybe we'll play some Warzone. Maybe we'll play some Among Us. You guys will find out. Last comment before we get off. What do you think about the Mets trade for Francisco Lindor as the Yankees play the Mets? I wish the Yankees would have gotten him. Simple as that.
The Mets fleeced the Cleveland Indians. Let's just say that. They fleeced them.
And before we do get off for the night, I'm going to end it off with a Brian video since Brian is in the chat tonight. Love you all. Might be live tomorrow, but we have a podcast coming out tomorrow morning. Three starting pitchers the Yankees should pursue in free agency. And once again, I will be live on Twitch later, probably around 10. Stay tuned. Appreciate you all. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Have a good night.
We cannot wait until Brett Gardner's number is retired. It's just he's going to be in the festival in Monument Park. He's going to be waving